Today is back, and we are outside again. So I start off with 120 pounds at the beginning, just a quick 1 rep max, and then I moved on to 25 pounds and just repped out that until failure. Just drop setting as we go. The second set is majority going to be just more strength training. Then at the third set, I'm just going to completely do body weight, so I could just give out completely more reps. The entire goal here is just going as far as I physically can without stopping on every single set. Of course, every set won't be perfect, but you should always go as hard as you physically can every single time you get into a set, at least in my opinion. Really not an opinion, that just should be how everybody should train, really. Usually I just do 2 sets to failure exercise, but since I'm outside, I was like, you know what, let's just keep doing some more pull-ups for fun. We added some more extra sets, and I think we did about 5 or 4 sets of pull-ups this entire lift right here. But that doesn't really matter about how much sets I do. But 2 sets to failure is always enough. You don't need to do anything beyond that, though everything else is just honestly extra. It's only good if you do 2 sets until failure, if you're going until failure, not if you're like going for a certain amount of reps. Let's say if you're repping out some lightweight and your trainer tells you to do 20 reps and you barely felt like you went as hard as you can and you felt like you could have did more, I think that you shouldn't be listening to the trainer. I think you should be going as hard as you physically can on every single set, instead of just going into a destination and stopping at something that you could go farther than, instead of just getting them 20 reps in and just dropping the weight when you thought you could did more. Well, not thought, you knew you could have done more than just them 20 reps. That's just an example, not just saying 20 reps isn't fine. 20 reps is perfect, but if you're repping out a weight anyway, it doesn't matter how many, no matter what weight it is, if you could do 20 reps with it and you feel like you could do more, then you do more. You don't just sit there and stop at that point right there. You just continue going as hard as you physically can. These sets of dumbbell rows were literally my favorite. I enjoyed these more than the pull-ups. Usually I enjoy the pull-ups more, but I felt those were my favorite today. We're going to wash our face and get the pull-ups inside the house. So we just wanted to get a better, wider grip, just a more wide grip for our lats. So we decided to go in the house and finish it off with some wide pull-ups, and then after that we was going to move it on to some shoulders. We was going to end off back with this right here, perfect. So the loud raise right here, I was going beyond failure throughout all these sets. Like, I felt like I was literally gonna, I don't even know, like my head was finna explode during these sets. I was dizzy and literally my head was telling me to stop doing more reps, but I kept going, just how I do on every single workout. So I'm trying to change up my training style now. Usually when I feel like, whenever like I train until failure, I get the urge to like make a noise and scream. But I was like, let's see if I could go beyond failure like I always been doing without doing too much screaming or yelling. And it worked, to be honest. I could train as physically hard as I can, well, with any precautions without screaming. But the bad thing about doing that is that you could cause a headache, because if you're not, making some type of deep breaths or some type of noise when you're, going through a lot of stress and pain through the muscles, then you're just gonna be holding your breath and giving yourself a headache. So what helped me doing that, what helped me not make any noise, was just without giving myself a headache or any of that, was just doing a lot of breathing and deep breaths throughout the sets. But that's basically what helped me do it, going to failure as hard as I physically can on every set without making too much noise. And I honestly like that. It's quiet and it's just honestly better for the training. And I don't want to honestly hear all the noise when I'm, training, watching my videos, hearing me scream, which is not bad. That means I'm working hard, but I feel like me being quiet while doing the sets until failure is honestly what I want to do now. That's not a thing I could, say I could do, but it's a thing I'll try to do. Because sometimes I won't be able to, hold it in. I won't be able to hold it in sometimes because it just hurts so badly. But during these sets right here, I was hurt so bad, I was literally like screaming in my head. Like I kept trying to holding the screens, but we did it. And I feel like this is the way we're going to have to do it from now on. Nothing made me not want to scream no more. It's just like I feel like I like not screaming when I'm training. I honestly see no need in doing it if you could honestly, reduce it and not always have to scream when you're going into failure. But obviously, anybody that goes as hard as they physically can, they will make a lot of noises. So if I end up slipping one out, it's not really my fault. If you watch the videos, lesson learned, always go beyond failure on every set. I say this every single video. Y'all should get it in your head by now. Y'all should know that doing mediocre when you work out, doing literally half-assing workouts is not the way to go. Or just rushing your workout in general, making sure you get it done as quick as possible so it can end already. People that do that just end up doing less of the work and don't end up going as hard as they physically can. They rush it, they do a little bit of reps without being tired, and they call it a workout and call it a day and leave. You don't want to be like that guy at all. Who would want to be that guy? I know not me. People that do that, I'll always be ahead of them type of people. Anybody in general that does that will always be ahead of them. So don't be like that type of guy. Go beyond failure on every single set and make sure you do 100% every time you work out. And don't give out 99%, 90%, 80%, 50%, 100% every single time you lift. No matter how you feel, even if you're sick, give it 100% every single time you lift, no matter how you feel. I'm going to take a shower now. Y'all boys have a good night, afternoon, or morning. And let me know in the comment section what other video should I do.